What up, mother flowers? It's your boy Lock Zero, and I'm here with.
It's your main man, Rep. What's going on, guys?
And we are here to bring you the latest and the greatest in the One Piece verse.
Yeah, we got that hot pirate action fresh off the presses. We got chapter 1027 on deck this week, and I'm very excited. We're getting closer. This arc is heating up fast, man.
Yes,
I love
seriously.
it, and I'm loving it.
It's reaching ahead. But before we get into the chapter, the obligatory request, begging, pandering for likes and subscribes. No pressure, it's whatever. If you don't, I'm glad you stopped by and shared the time with us. But if you want to show some support, help us out and get us out there, hit that like and subscribe button, man.
Yes, be sure to follow us, our page, getting more information. Journey to Laughter, coming soon. And we'll have a little thing right here. Boop, boop. Showing a little mark right there. Yeah, dropping in there.
Just gave me some extra work in the editing department.
But with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Chapter 1027, Danger Under Magic. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
So we got the cover art here, and I like this a lot, actually. We got Roger.
This is canon.
I believe it. I believe it's canon. This seems like something he would definitely do, and it's very Luffy-esque as well. But yeah, he drew on a lion's face with a marker, and I didn't notice this the first time I saw this, but Buggy and Shanks are up in the tree.
Yeah, I literally just picked it up right now because I read it on a small screen at first. I didn't even peep them. They just look like part of the tree in the background. That's cool. They're laughing at their captain. Actually, is Shanks crying?
I don't know.
He has his hand in front of his face.
Zoom
Maybe
in.
he's seeing the future because his Conqueror's hockey is so good. Or his observation hockey. He's like, Captain, I know what's going to happen. Yeah. But anyways, good cover. Always cool to see Roger. Good pick. And he does look a lot like Luffy. But anyways, he drew over this line. This line does not appreciate it. We do not support harming animals either. Very appropriate.
Don't draw on your cat's face. Don't draw on your dog's face, even if it might be.
Don't draw on a lion's face.
Yes.
It's not going to work out well. I mean, at best case scenario, they enjoy it, and you still look like a jackass.
Yes. I know this is an ambition that most people harbor, to draw on a lion's face, but maybe not the best idea.
You're not the king of the pirates. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
But without any further ado, we're into the chapter. Okay, So we start off outside Onigashima, the floating island, and we start with Nekomamushi, and he has defeated Beto Spedo, and we see his dead body lying on the ground. Yeah, Pedro, you've been avenged. And he's warning Carrot right off the bat, and Wanda not to turn their Sulong form. They got to be careful. The moonlight is still exposed. So I guess it's an involuntary thing that happens. I thought it was like you had to train to get it for some reason. But anyways,
I think it's trained to maintain control over it. So I think they can all go Sulong, but it's like if you don't have a whatever training program they do, then you
it just goes insane.
Yeah, like Peckham's didn't have any discipline in Sulong, so he just went nuts.
I thought it was also like a conscious choice to get into there, but I guess that's why he had the glasses so that it wouldn't penetrate the eyeballs. But anyways, so we flash to the top of the Skull Dome, the battle with Yamato, Kaido, Luffy, and Momo, and we have Yamato's inner dialogue going on, and she notes, "Oh, I read about this in the journal. The sky splitting. It looks so awesome and epic as Odin wrote it out to be." And we see images of Luffy and Kaido clashing. And they're possibly evenly matched, but the skies have split open, and they're like, "This is awesome!" That's literally what the moon said. That's what Anel is saying. He's watching it. He's like, "That's cool as hell."
It'd be funny if you hear like an echo voice in the background. But yeah, no.
You're still a bitch, Luffy.
they're hammering this point across, comparing, Kaido and Luffy to Roger and Whitebeard. Yeah, like saying, "Hey guys, Luffy's Yonko level. Check it out. Come on."
Yeah. And this is supposedly, Roger and Whitebeard's peak, right? It looked like this. I mean, that mirrors at least, the flash I got. Remember when they clashed? I don't know if maybe they even got stronger after that. So that was just the beginning of it. But Luffy is now on the upper echelon. Yes, we got confirmation. Yamato's like, yeah, this guy can really do it.
She's
really going in on Odin, and she's like, yes, I am gonna follow this pirate lord and be best friends forever. She's really taking it that personal.
Everything is rumbling, and like the fodder or like what the hell's happening. Yamato, apparently took more damage than previously perceived from the Thunder Bagua. She has a little blood on her hand and on her forehead.
Hands all shaky. Mom spaghetti.
But yeah, Luffy tells Yamato, hey, go help out Kaido. He's still a coward, and he's like Momonosuke's like, hey, people don't just change overnight, but Yamato.
And this confirms Yamato's not going to join the Straw Hat crew, because he always calls his crew members by their name. He doesn't call them nicknames. So boom, boom, debunked. Anyways,
I think he's called him Momo before.
No, but his crew members. He doesn't call his crew members nicknames. He calls them by their name.
Yeah.
So that's why Yamato can't be trying to dash everybody's dreams out there.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But so Luffy is going back and forth with Momo after Yamato's collapse to the ground, and he asks Yamato to help out Momo, that coward, try to fire him up again. You'd think he'd be fired up after biting Kaido right in the leg, but whatever. And he's like, shut up, I know what I gotta do, but people don't change their nature in minutes.
Yeah.
I don't have I can't just flip my personality, that'd be ridiculous. Alright, calling me out directly, Momo. Alright, fine, fair enough. But Yamato jumps on Momo and they're gonna flee the battle. Kaido is not having that, also showing some sort of cunning, being like, why would I let you do that? Why would I do that? That's dumb as hell. Luffy has to jump in. Yamato blocks this attack and right on Momo's back, and does no damage apparently to Momo, even though she said she wasn't able to block the Thunder Bagua at all. But whatever. Just small details. Luffy comes up from behind and does a ridiculous move, wrapping his legs around his neck.
This to me really sets the tone. Like these kinds of antics. Kind of gives you a sense of the danger that the fight is in, or the segment that the fight is in. Like this is very pre-time skip, kind of gag, and it's also like it almost says like, hey, we're more equals than like it's almost like he's shitting on Kaido a little bit. Like this is kind of goofy, you know what I mean? Like this is something
he wouldn't have done that 10 minutes ago.
Right. I would expect him to do something like this to like fucking Don Krieg or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so. Yeah, Luffy's goofing it up over here, but yeah, he wraps his legs around his neck, pulling him off, away from Yamato and Momonosuke, and they fly away. And as they fly away, Yamato's trying to instruct him, and he's like, I don't know how to fly really, and he's like, well, dragons don't really fly. They create flame clouds and kind of use them as like grapples or whatever, or platforms. Stepping
platforms, yeah. They generate their own steps. Mm-hmm. So suddenly everything clicks into place for Momo, and he's now able to fly. And they have to get away from the island because Luffy and Kaido are just destroying it. Yeah. This monstrosity of a mountain. Their punches are so awesome. That's pretty cool. So we get a close up look of it. Onigashima is literally like crumbling. Mm-hmm. And it's probably because, Luffy's battling Kaido so well. Kaido's losing focus, so that these aren't auto-generated things. He has to have, a little bit of consciousness. So I guess the second Luffy beats him, shit's really gonna go down. So I guess maybe even Luffy, they make this comment like, oh, we gotta tell Luffy, that not to stop, fighting Kaido, because, the whole island will be destroyed. I think Luffy kind of has an internal sense of what's going on, and he knew that, so that's why he was like, Momo, go take care of the island, because the second I beat him, just gonna drop.
Yeah.
So they know their mission. They also see the capital. It's within range, and officially we are at 5 minutes countdown. So that was 10 minutes worth. So someone to count the chapters, divide it in half. That's how many chapters we have to go until it could crash into that. That is official. That's how that math works.
Yes. But even when the time runs out, I mean, there's a whole new timer that can be set, or things can be stretched because Momonosuke and how efficiently he can hold the island up, with his abilities, what he can.
I was just joking. There's no logic to this. They could be going for 10 chapters, and then a flashback comes out and be like next year before, and it'll be 5 minutes later still.
Yeah.
So let's not let's not try and guess anything.
But yeah, this is I think the biggest indicator of Kaido's downfall. Besides the goofy little gag that Luffy did, like, you know, for me.
Also, what would have happened if the supernovas had beat them earlier when they were flying? Everybody would have died.
that is. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they would have figured it out. Maybe.
No,
maybe
like all the crew members would have died.
Maybe Kid.
All the other shit.
Maybe Kid.
Like 99%. Like Kid and Luffy might survive, and then he's like, I don't got no more crew members.
Maybe Kid could have like pulled out that huge sword and then like shoved it in the bottom of Onigashima and just kind of floated it with the sword. You know, he could have stuck like a bunch of like metal like column. Yeah, exactly, and held it up that way. I mean, I don't know the scope of Kid's abilities. I don't know what his radius.
I'm assuming it's not a fucking fountain wall, but we digress. Anyway,
but yeah, this is. I mean, I wanted to say, like, as far as Kaido like taking damage and seemingly, you know, getting weakened or whatever, I haven't really gotten a strong sense of that. You
until
know,
now.
Until now, because like he's eaten so many attacks. He's fought so many people in this endeavor, and he's just constantly just smashing them down. And he screams and
I think
takes damage.
I think we're understanding is that Kaido is like when he like gets hit, I don't think it really hurts him at all. Like nothing short of Conqueror's Haki looks like it has. Like I know like Luffy like drew a little bit of blood when he hit him with the Rio, right? The Rio shots. I feel like that did a little bit, but not like anywhere close to his like limit. Like he could probably rain those on him all day and Kaido would still be getting up and like, you know, like at that point, you know, like,
I mean,
no problem.
So the scabbards were able to pierce him with Rio, and I
pierce him, but that wasn't even half of what Odin was able to do with Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to scar him. It wasn't enough to do crazy damage. I mean, you know, maybe you could say it took him down to 97% health.
Just nothing. His auto recovery is right back on. He's like, goddamn dragon, man.
Yeah, but Killer with his sonic wave, I think that did something. I think anything that does quote unquote internal damage was significant. And this is why so many people shit on Kid, because he body slammed him, and it's like, what the fuck is a body slam gonna do to Kaido? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, he literally eats those for breakfast.
Yeah. But let's continue.
So they're, you know, kind of Momo and Yamato are kind of deciding what to do. They know they have to create flame clouds, to save Onigashima from killing everybody. Yeah. And we see in the background Luffy and Kaido still clashing while they're pontificating about what to do. Momo wants to tell Luffy to stop fighting, but Yamato's like, that's dumb. We can't distract him right now. That'll lead to nowhere good. We just got to figure it out ourselves. Pros and balls. Mm-hmm. You're a 28-year-old man now. You're no longer 10. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
But back to the Skull Dome. We see Kid unleashing a hailstorm of slices, it looks like. Destroying Samurai and
I'm assuming you meant
these
King.
pirate crews. King, sorry. Did I say Killer?
You said Kid.
Kid, sorry. Too many K's. So we have King, who's unleashing.
Oh, sorry. Before you continue, it's made. We should note that she's expressing that with all the weaponry and explosives and shit inside of Onigashima, it's essentially a bomb. So.
Oh yeah, it's super dangerous now.
Yeah, adds tension. I mean, this is probably one of the criticisms I could level against One Piece. It's very formulaic. There's always some impending like final
mass disaster
timer. Yeah, like. You know, the Noah falling on Fishman Island, the
Alabasta Arc, the big bomb that was gonna kill a million people.
Yeah.
What's his face? Was gonna kill everybody in Dressrosa.
Yeah, Birdcage.
Doflamingo.
Yeah. So we always have this kind of mechanism being applied, but it's fun. It's, you know, I'm not gonna think too hard on it. It's a valid criticism to make if you want to critique Oda as a writer.
Very, very formulaic. I understand. Yes. And I would agree with that, right? Because we know what like there could be a different way to, you know, a different goal in mind, right? Like instead of death and destruction, and maybe we'll still get there. Maybe like he's like, all right, we're gonna follow that formula, and then there's more to this arc, and that's not the end. You know, it's gonna be like a super doomsday, like the world will be in danger. Mm-hmm. Who knows? Because we're still only at
100%. It'll be Pluton. It'll be Pluton that's gonna be the thing that they need to stop or disassemble from like taking out like, you know, a crazy amount of the global population or some shit like that. But yeah, we move on, and like you said, King is going nuts. He's throwing a bunch of air slashes, it seems like, all over the place, and everybody's getting hit. Because he's super pissed. And we can see, it looks like he has more control over his Zoan fruit. He doesn't, he's not like fully hybrid. He doesn't have like a bird head, pterodactyl head, or anything like that, but he has a pterodactyl wings, and he's shooting out, the air slices with his wings, and he looks pretty crazy, so.
Throwing Kadooms everywhere. Kadoom. And he sends Zoro flying back with just one like backhanded wing of his right. And Zoro goes flying for miles and sees Frankie, who stops to catch him. And Frankie's like, "What happened to you, man? You look dead." Zoro's like, "He's pretty strong." And Frankie asks if he needs any help. Zoro's like, "No, I got this. I gotta just level up."
He's like, "Listen, my fight with Sasaki was kind of, boring. Maybe I can chip in here, maybe contribute more to the scenario, but..." And I also want to know...
You're not going to last 1 second. That's why he's like, "No, I don't need help. I don't want you to die."
Well, I don't know, man. People sleep on Frankie a little bit, I think. Like,
People sleep on Frankie, but King is, like... Oh, man. I think he's, like, close to Yonko level. I think he, like, is showing us enough that it's like, he's fought Big Mom... He's fought the Big Mom pirates, he's stood toe to toe. I think King's got a little bit more to him. Like, I think he's up there. Like, I think he could run a crew himself for sure. But
yeah, I also want to know, what the hell is Frankie just doing here? Like, is he just hanging out like by himself in this hallway where he beats his eye? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what the timeline is in the actual universe. Like, did he just defeat Sasaki like a couple of minutes ago, or what is he doing just hanging around here? Like, it seems like he could be more useful in some other capacity instead of being still in this hallway.
Yeah, maybe he has stuff going. Frankie's pretty crafty too. He's always seeing the bigger picture, so maybe he had something going on. But he's like, "Hey, could I keep battling? Because I'm still got mad cola to go. Still can do this. Still can do this all day." And Zoro's like, "You gotta stand back." King's like, "Let's go." He launches into Zoro. Zoro tries to block it with his Tiger Hunt attack, and gets a attack in on him.
Yeah,
but
before that, we see a little dialogue between Queen and King, and Queen is like, "What the hell, man? You almost like sliced my ass," and he's like, "I wish I would have slit your throat." So King's not fucking around, and he does not like Queen. He definitely keeps reiterating this. But yes, continue. He blocked it with the Tiger Hunt, and we see a little
slash on his head where his glasses are. Yeah. Where his S&M vision goggles are. But he sends him through the wall. Zoro goes flying out of Onigashima. King hot on his trail, flying out, hits him with a follow-up attack that sends Zoro even farther out. Zoro's like, "Oh crap, I'm gonna die. I can't fly." I don't know, I feel like if Sanji can kick the air hard enough, I think that Zoro can slash the air hard.
Well, I think that's actually what he did here. Like, he's "I'm following two-store style, clear lance," and this is gonna be
like it's a step walk.
Yeah,
has a step walk. Like
instead of skywalk, he has a sword skywalk or something like that, or sky sword or some shit. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's the interpretation of how I look at this, and it's also going to be part of my evaluation with the chapter grade, because everybody was confused about this. It's not super clear exactly what the hell he did here, or to avoid falling off the island completely.
No, it looks like he literally slashes the air, and that impact sends him going downward. That's it. And then he falls and hits the ground. He doesn't land boldly. He lands next to King, who I guess didn't do a follow-up attack. But Zoro's like, "Hey, if you're gonna fight me, at least let me die by the sword. Don't let me take fall damage, you asshole." Pushing me off the platform. That's not a fun game, man.
Yeah.
And then King's like, "Show a little respect." King's like, "I would ask the same to you." That literally doesn't make any sense, because Zoro's only fighting him with a sword. What are you talking about, King?
Yeah. Well, King already established, "Hey, I'm not a fucking swordsman, so all this swordsman bullshit, bravado that you have, I'm really not interested." So,
we're out here trying to kill each other, dog. You think I got honor for you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip your throat out.
But yeah.
I'll kill my own guy. I'm so angry.
we have a little reveal here. King's mask seems to be coming off, and like I said,
he has hair.
I had a very strong feeling that King was was gonna have a face reveal at some point, and it was going to obviously amp up the tone of the battle and stuff like that when it does happen. I mean, he seems like me. He's Katakuri 2.0. Like hiding.
Now, Katakuri was sadistic AF. I think this guy's I think they have similar confidence, swagger to them. But other than that, I think they're complete opposites.
Well,
of anything.
I don't know if King really enjoys the suffering of others. He's just he's a very brutal,
I think he does. He definitely does.
He has been like,
wearing that leather.
Yes, I love it. Take my slash. He's not pulling any punches. He's ready to do everything to just completely exterminate whatever is in his way. And Katakuri was kind of the same way, very pragmatic, utilitarian, and
pragmatic, but I don't know, I don't know. I feel like there's something that can't put my finger on that's different about the two that I don't know. They just don't give me similar vibes. I think King is a much more darker character.
Maybe. I want to note this. A lot of people are saying if you look on King's forehead where the mask is chipped and stuff, and it looks like there's a little black mark there. Some people are thinking, oh, it's a tattoo, etc., etc. I don't know if I go that far. I can kind of see what people are talking about, and it even crossed my mind a little bit, before I even saw what people are talking about, that maybe there's a tattoo there, but it's probably just some blood or a little smudge of dirt or blood or whatever. But yeah, that's maybe it's a possibility. Maybe he has the same face tattoo that Dragon has, and maybe Dragon is a Lunarian.
Which means Luffy is a Lunarian.
Yes.
Which is why he can do the Red Hawk attack. Okay. Oda with the freaking pre-planning. Jesus Christ, from years ago. It's why can't Luffy just do a fire attack? Oh, you thought that was just love? Dumbasses.
Yeah.
Dumb.
But I mean, it would explain that, and then if Sanji has Lunarian DNA, it would explain why Sanji could inflame himself. Zoro cutting fire, I don't know about all that shit.
That's part of the samurai thing. That's just that being cool as hell.
Yeah.
My swagger's so on point. I cut fire.
Well, it seems like it even goes beyond fire, and they can conjure fire, because Kinemon can inflame his swords and stuff. You know what I mean? He can do fire cuts. So I don't even know.
Do you think the final level of swordsmen are gonna be I can cut a cut? So I think Zoro sends it. Someone tries to do a flying slash, and Zoro cuts that in half. It's oh yes, I'm so strong. Anyways. But crazy chapter this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It was super. When this chapter finished, when I finished reading it, I was like, Jesus, man, that shit went by super fast.
Yeah, it did not feel like 17 pages.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, seriously.
It felt 2 panels of Luffy and Kaido, and then it felt 2 panels of, Zoro getting punched in the chest by King, basically.
But yeah, not too much happened. I mean, we had the stakes explained to us about, Onigashima and, where that's going. A lot of people called it. Momonosuke going to be the one to hold it up. There's going to be a symmetry between... I'm assuming there's going to be a symmetry between Oden holding up his scabbards and Momonosuke holding up Onigashima. So not only he's protecting the people of Wano the way Oden protected his scabbard and stuff. So that's where I see that going. Not sure what Yamato's function is going to be. Maybe she's just going to be a life coach for Momonosuke, pump him up and get him going.
Well, she's also supposed to be the guardian protector spirit of Wano, so maybe that'll come in. The dragon and the weird fox character she is. Is she a fox? Is that what she is?
Yes. Mikami or something like that, like Wolf of Creation.
So
who knows? Maybe Momonosuke is gonna be holding it up, and she'll make ice pillars to support it, and kind of take the weight off of him.
And ice.
Yeah.
How Game of Thrones was supposed to end.
Yeah. But yeah, the stuff with King is interesting. I thought it was hard to tell a lot of what was going on. I felt like it was a little sloppy, honestly, the way this fight was choreographed and drawn and stuff.
It's very much set up, I was gonna say, this very much seems like, okay, we need to get Zoro and King away from Queen and Sanji because they're gonna have their own like Neko and like they're not gonna they're gonna take them down together, but it won't be in the same room together. It won't be like a tag team. It'll be like them getting to their higher platforms, probably taking these guys out at the same time. And I'm sure we're gonna take like a chapter or two to get those. I think those are gonna be like pretty meaty ones because I think like he's gonna use this opportunity to like really push these two guys to another higher level. I think Zoro and Sanji. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because he needs them to get them like almost Yonko level if you think about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty much. I mean, Zoro, at the very least, is going to have to... I think the key for Zoro wrapping this up is he's going to have to be able to consciously use Conqueror's Haki coding on his attacks. It's going to be,
I got a mental image of like him coming up with like 3 black blades. Like it's like turned them all like actually officially into black blades.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like a crazy like whatever his clan's technique is. It'll be like him summoning that and like doing an ultimate like taking out King that way. Yeah. And then Sanji, I think, is just gonna set Queen on fire with his kicks. Sanji style.
I'm waiting for Sanji's next Sentai form. He's going to upgrade. I'm telling you, man, that white chef raid suit is coming, and he's gonna have the blue flames instead of red flames. He's gonna be like super hot blue flame attack, and he's gonna wrap that up. I definitely see how that's gonna go.
But he's black like Sanji.
Yeah.
White leg Sanji?
Yes, he's gonna be
blue legs.
blue white legs.
Rainbow Sanji.
But yeah, man, these fights are cool, man. I'm looking forward to them going forward, and yeah, not much else to say really.
We're in the final stretch. It looks like we have the big 3, and then for some reason, I don't know if you just forgot, Raizo and the ninja were fighting. We didn't forget Odo. We still want that conclusion. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
What was Fukurokuju doing with Raizo?
I think they need to fucking chime back in with X Drake and Apu and what was going on over there. They just super dropped that. You know what I mean? It's like,
what's his face too? Scratchman, not just Scratchman up.
Killer and Hawkins.
Basil, yeah, Hawkins. Hawkins is like tied up to Kid right now in their fight. Big Bomb is on the island still. Like it's crazy how we're just like, oh yeah, there's a Yonko here. That's fine. Yeah, no worries. No one can stop her. But there's a Yonko there just chilling. It would have been hilarious if like the 3 like the weak trio is like, we're gonna defeat Big Mom. How? We're gonna bring her all the red bean soup on the island. And she's like, all right, better keep this coming. And it's just them holding her off by like continuously bringing her food or some dumb shit like that. That would make more sense than Kid and Law being able to hold her off for this long.
I could definitely see a very feasible sidelining of her by her going into a hunger pang. She's been fighting for a while. Her blood sugar is low, and she needs her insulin.
Red bean soup. She needs it.
Yeah, man, she needs that sugar fix. So who knows? Maybe in the middle of the fight, she starts to go, "Oh, I'm so hungry," and then like she just goes off and does her own thing, looking for food.
What would happen, you think, if like someone just threw an extra smile fruit at Big Mom? Like she ate it. Like would she explode?
I mean,
that seems like the best strategy to beat her at this point. Like slip an extra devil fruit into like one of her foods, and like the devil explodes her.
Yeah.
Like, I beat Big Mom because she's a glutton and she doesn't check her food.
Right. I mean, this seems like a feasible, way to deal with a lot of enemies in the series. Like Usopp could snipe a devil fruit into their mouths or something, and you know what I mean, like.
I beat Kaido, guys. You can't be a dragon and whatever, man.
Yeah.
I win. God, Usopp.
But yeah, this has not been utilized in the series at all whatsoever. I mean, to be fair, we haven't even seen, somebody being, blown up. Supposedly it'll make you explode or whatever if you have 2 devil fruits. But we haven't even seen this happen at all in the series, and we're 1,027 chapters in. So, wonder if we're ever gonna see, someone trying to be greedy or being force fed a devil fruit as a way of dealing with them. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this review. Unless there's any other final thoughts you have about it.
Well, we gotta get into our predictions and stuff, correct? And our chapter grades.
We have to get into our chapter grade, but yeah, before you get into the grade, anything
No, I think we covered it. The chapter was pretty succinct. It's feels like a setup chapter. Curious about what Frankie was doing. Like honestly didn't need to see him for those 2 seconds. Like, always cool to see Frankie, but sorry, buddy, you contributed nothing to the chapter.
All right, man. With that being said, let us get into the chapter grade. So yeah, you can go first this time. I think I went first the last few times.
I have this as a 7.6. Solid entry. Got a lot of action. Cool seeing, Luffy and Kaido in action, but again, there was that goofy moment, so really took a little bit of the stakes out, like you were saying. This was a very okay, we need to get from B to C chapter. We need to get to the next point. So let's just move the pieces of the board where we need them to go. So, but that's also a great sign, because now it feels like we have our final, our true final fights, the ones we've been predicting and hoping for this whole time. King and Zoro 1-on-1, ready to duke it out. Sanji and looks like Queen, in the live floor dome, still ready to duke it out. Like it looks like pretty much everyone is taken out around them. And then we have the big guns on top.
Yeah.
Luffy and Kaido ready to go. Luffy playing a little bit around too much, I think, but he'll slap it in gear when Kaido starts threatening his Nakama or some shit like that.
Yeah. Once he becomes Lucci and starts saying I'm gonna start taking out your people now, he'll find the inner strength to push forward.
Exactly.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. So I'm a bit harsher this week with my chapter grade. I'm gonna give it a 6.9. Like I said, I really had one
of our lowest, I think.
Yeah. I really had an issue with the choreography with King and Zoro. A lot of that was just the way it was drawn, and it's not super clear what actually was happening for me personally, and a lot of it. Kind of sloppy in my opinion.
Gonna maybe add on to that. I don't particularly love the way he's using these pterodactyl powers. I mean, just not crazy about it. Like, it seems a little weird. Not that crazy about it.
Well, what is it about it that you don't particularly enjoy?
Just like the whip slaps of it. I don't know. Just like
I kind of imagine him just sending out shock waves with it, shoom, and then throws air blades or whatever it is that he's doing. He can just whip them super hard.
I don't know. Just I expect a lot cooler stuff. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see if maybe he'll come up to a better form. His hybrid zone, exposed form. His final form.
Yeah.
It's only a second iteration. But yeah. So 6.9 you were saying. Pretty harsh on there. But yeah, I think with that, maybe we want to should we get into predictions?
We're going into MVP.
That was a P, I swear to God.
Yes, who is the MVP? I think I'm actually going to give it to King, because King he seems to be outclassing Zoro at this point. When Zoro finally starts implementing Conqueror's Haki stuff, then I think we're going to be on more even footing. But for right now, he kind of seems to be putting Zoro through his paces. He's definitely leading this fight. Zoro is reacting instead of enacting. You know what I mean? He seems to be very on the defense. And he also seems to have really pissed King off, which has amped up King's aggressiveness. But King, I would
have to agree with your assessment this week. I think I'm also going to give King the MVP. I usually give it to him when I get the chance, so not a surprise. But he just dominated this chapter. Luffy lost points to this goofiness.
I like the gag with Luffy. I didn't have a problem with that, but
I don't know. Yamato didn't really do too much, kind of just fangirled over Luffy. And Momo, honestly, kind of, I thought he'd be a little bit more courageous. Let's figure this out now. Oh, I can't do it. It's impossible still. He's done a lot so far. He's kind of got to take that internalize. He got Zoe to beat up Jack. He got this alliance going. He stood up, when he was being captured by Kanjuro and had his brave moment. I think this trope that, he's a scared little kid, I think we can start to move past it,
Yeah.
Especially in this. And so he doesn't get MVP points on my book.
He's definitely making steps. I'll give him credit for that. I mean, he's not as scared, but he's still pushing forward even with the phobias and shit he has to deal with.
and then for our Candace, that really only leaves us with Zoro and King. And honestly, I don't feel like Zoro did anything to get points.
Yeah.
This week he just got punked around, and he was like, "I got this Frankie," but that's it. So yeah, King tearing up the dome, giving some sass to Queen. Sass, I'll call it sass. Threatening to cut his throat is sassy. Slapping Zoro around the whole island. So yeah, you're my MVP, King. You always shine. You always shine when you get on the screen. So big props to King.
Word.
But I want to see where his next form leads us, because I think he's got even more in the tank to show us.
Yeah, I'm kind of not looking super forward to it. I don't think pterodactyl head is gonna look super attractive on anybody. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Oda will surprise me.
Pterodactyls are sexy.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, man, that is our MVP, and now we can get into predictions. The fish. Channeling some Hell's Kitchen there. But anyway, so predictions. Where are we going from here?
You want to jump, or do you want me to start? Because I do have an idea.
Oh, you go for it, since you seem to have a lead.
All right. So I think we're going to start with the inside of the live floor, and I think we're going to get some setup with Queen and Sanji. He's the last of the big three left. I think we're going to get back to that raid suit problem that Sanji was having, and then get a little bit more explanation there. Mm-hmm. Also, I think we're doing a check on some of the smaller battles, so I don't think we're fully going to be at the main event. I think we're still in the appetizers, if you would, on there. So I think we'll get a little setup there for that battle, but also just a general setup of everything else on the island and what's going on around with the battles. Like, we still got to wrap up the ninja battle. We still have what's his face? Not Odin. We still have Orochi running around, scheming. So I want to see what's going on there. And then now all of the main forces are freed up, so I think they're going to start to circle back to the battle too. We're going to get Jinbei, Robin, and them coming soon. I don't think they're going to be in the next chapter, but I think in the second chapter after that, I think that's when they pop back in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's for the next one. I think we're going to be heavy on the Sanji Queen action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that there would be a symmetry. This was a King Zoro chapter, kind of kicking things off between their fight, or maybe it's a second or third step in their fight, and getting some shine on Sanji and Queen. It'd be like the second or third stage of their fight, and I would think it'd be really, really good if they gave us some some more feedback on what's going on with Sanji and his body feeling weird and all that, and whether that's a positive thing or a negative thing. So yeah, seeing that outcome would be super interesting. Orochi, I'm gonna say I don't think he's gonna be on next chapter. It's hard to say what else I think is gonna be going on. Like I said, there's a lot of other players. There's a few other fights going on for us to be knowing about, but I do think that the majority of it will be Queen and Sanji. So yeah.
That's our predictions. Maybe even a little bit of a Momo's trying to spit out clouds, but being really unsuccessful. Like, how do I do it? Kind of thing. We'll get like a little gag on there. I can see that happening. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Those are our predictions. Super short prediction section, but super short chapter. Even though it technically was 17 pages, felt like 5, like you said. So, short video this week. But yeah, man. I always enjoy One Piece. I love the chapter. And yeah. So
I think you liked the chapter if you love the chapter. But yeah, no, good stuff. We're getting close. We're getting so close to the pinnacle, the climax. I'm ready for it. Very soon we're gonna have Luffy Kaido 1-on-1 round 4 ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright then, guys, I guess we will be saying goodbye at this point. Before we go, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Again, be a pain in the ass about that. But if you want to help us out, hit that like and subscribe and throw a comment. We're gonna be putting social media up. We're gonna be right here. Look, it's a link. I'm pointing to it. So again, I'm reinforcing that I have to learn more editing stuff and put those links on the actual video.
I just did this, so it could be anywhere now. There you go. Get more room.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's more or less it.
As always, it's fun, guys. And until next time.
Yeah. I've been Log Zero.
I'm Rev.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.